gee, it was amazing. I mean, the way it finished, it had all the hallmarks that was going to go right to the wire, and it certainly did, and it was so dramatic and tense at the finish. Higgins had a great chance on the blue, and he sort of bailed out a little bit. He tried to play it with an element of say. I mean, it was a difficult shot. There was a lot of pressure on it, but I think if he had just totally committed to the blue and just tried to drop it in dead weight into that yellow pocket, it would have given himself a much better chance. He lost either way by trying to bail out and trying to screw it in and get the cue ball to the right hand side cushion. And but Williams, I mean, what a blue he played. It was incredible. It wasn't easy. It was a difficult shot. There was the possibility of the in-off into the right centre. But the difference between the two players, when it came to the crunch, Williams totally committed. Higgins didn't. And that was the only slight difference that got Williams over the line. But what a wonderful match. I think so. Williams, of course, beat him in the final there, in 2018, 18-16 as well. That would have hurt them quite a bit. So, and Higgins, I mean, he started up, he was 5-1 up in that match as well, and but Williams came storming back. You have to, take your hat off to Williams, just the way he played. He played unbelievable. And under severe pressure from 12-8 up, when someone comes back at you to 12-all, you're a big second favourite to win that last frame, but he held himself together well. He's got great bottle, great composure, and he deserved to win in the end. He's going to be up against it. I don't fancy him, to be honest. The way Trump is playing. But I think Trump is a big favourite in the semi-finals. The way he's playing, because of his scoring power. He's knocking in centuries. He's already had a record number of centuries this season. He's made over the 100. He's beaten Neil Robertson's record of 103. He's on 104 or 5 now. And it's just his scoring power. And the way he came back against Purcell. Purcell went 7-5 up and he looked under real pressure. They had an interval. He came back out, finished 8-all, and then won 5 in a row, in the evening session. It was a brilliant session. And I think Williams will be pushed hard to try to contain him, But I think if anybody can contain him, Williams has the craft and the guile and the experience as well that, he could really push Trump, But I think of the two players, you'd have to sort of favour Trump because of, the long ball game. He's world number one. He's been dominating the game the last 5 or 6 seasons. And, but, he's only won one world title, Williams has 3 in the bag already. And that may be a defining factor. But at the moment, you'd have to slightly edge Trump. No, I don't think he's that type of player that sort of rests on his laurels. He's got a wonderful appetite for success. Once that was done, it was banked, you know what I mean? And then let's move on now, and he wants to win a second world title. He wants to become a multiple winner of this world championship. So he can be sort of regarded as one of the greats. I think he already is regarded as one of the greats because of what he's done in the game already. And he will continue to do over the next 5 or 6 years, completely dominate, win multiple championships, ranking tournaments each year, and continue to sort of break records. And I've no doubt about that. So, but he'd like to bag another world championship sooner rather than later. And I don't think he will sort of just relax. He really sort of hungry for this second world championship. I can't wait. I think Xintong is so great to watch. He's got a wonderful sort of presence and grace around the table. The way he plays, he reminds me a lot of young Jimmy White when he came on the scene in the 80s, and the way he used to play. And I used to love watching Jimmy White and Alex Higgins. They were my 2 heroes. But he reminds me of the way Jimmy White used to play. And it's just a style. He's got a wonderful style. He strikes the ball beautiful, and he makes wonderful breaks. He's a great long putter, and he does it. He walks around the table, just saunters. He's got a smile on his face. I think the crowd really enjoy watching him play. I certainly do, and all the pundits do. He's just one of those guys that you just love watching. And I think the matchup between him and Ronnie is going to be fascinating, because this is the young guy that could become a real superstar in the game, and I think he will. And of course, he's up against the greatest superstar that the game has ever seen. So it's going to be a fascinating contest. I say it's very daunting. I'd say don't watch him. He's just another player, you know. Okay, he's the greatest player that's ever played, and he's probably his hero. You know, he used to mentor Xintong a little bit, you know. So, but what I would say to him is, don't be in awe of him. Just treat him as another player. This is the biggest match of his life, I would say. You know, playing O'Sullivan in a World semi-final, even probably bigger than his UK Championship win, because he's on the sort of the precipice of greatness if he can win this championship, and he's very, very capable of winning it. So think about that. Don't think about who you're playing, and just play the table, you know, and try not, you know, if I was him, I'd try not to watch O'Sullivan play too much. You know, you keep your concentration, but not watch him too much when he's at the table. Just worry about himself, you know. Absolutely magical, you know, genius. You know, he was under real pressure. He'd no safety shot. He tried to pot his way out, and it just to cue that red in down the rail, get on the yellow, and clear up. At 11-9, I mean, it wasn't like it was the first frame, or, you know what I mean? He was 11-9. The guy is coming back at him, and it was a wonderful pot, and he's got great ball. And as Stephen said in the studio, you know, that's what he does. He thrives on, you know, finishing matches, you know. And when he got his chance, even in the last frame, 40 odd behind, he just, you know, he saw the line and he ran right through it. You know, he didn't balk at it. That's what he does. That's what he's been doing for over 30 years, and he's still doing it. He's an absolute genius. I think Trump's going to win it. I really do. The way he's playing, I thought it was going to be a Trump O'Sullivan final right from the start. I'm still going to stick with that. But I'm hoping that Williams and Xintong push the boat of them, you know, and because I think two semi-finals are going to be fascinating, you know.